My name is Isidro Figueroa. I will be presenting the Portofino Place project, 92-story condominium dwelling units and associated site improvements on a 7.61 acre site located south on the south side of 5th Street at the intersection of Portofino Place. The project requires approval of a general plan amendment to change the land use designation of the project site from Business Research Park to residential medium. The RM land use designation allows density up to 12 to 18 units per acre. The project is seeking approval of a zone change to change the zoning of the project site from Business Research Park to multiple family R2. The R2 zoning allows condominium development with a tentative subdivision map and special use permit approval. The project is seeking approval of a tentative subdivision map for tract number 6064 to combine three existing parcels into one development with two lots for a condominium development on a 7.61 acre site. Lot 1 will be improved with 60 units, gated entry, common swimming pool and playground area, parking, and associated site improvements. Lot 2 will be improved with 30 units, gated entry, common recreational building, parking, and associated site improvements. The project is seeking approval of a special use permit for the development of 92-story condominium dwelling units with attached two-car garages, 222 visitor parking spaces, common swimming pool and playground areas, a 3,281 square foot recreational building, entry gates, private streets, landscaping, detention basins, and associated site improvements. The project site is located on the south side of 5th Street at the intersection of Portofino Place within the Seaview Estates neighborhood. The Oxnard Airport and industrial uses are located to the north of the project site. Residential subdivisions are located to the south of the project site. A car wash is located to the west of the project site, and an elementary school is located to the east of the project site. The existing 2030 general plan land use designation for the project site is Business Research Park, and the existing zoning of the project site is Business Research Park. The aerial before you identifies the project site, which is vacant and unimproved, and shows its nearby surroundings. The current aerial map has the site plan imposed on the existing project site to illustrate how the project would blend in with the existing built environment. Providing some background on the project site was part of a larger 17-acre project that has been developed in phases. In 2004, the council approved the general plan amendment and zone change to designate 7.885 acres of the 17-acre project as residential, which is located north and directly adjacent to the project site. The project site was to be changed to be inclusive of three parcels zoned commercial general through a separate application, but the applicant did not proceed and the site remained BRP. A mitigated negative declaration was found to be appropriate and adopted by the City Council. The adopted MND found the project not to have a significant impact to the environment if the mitigation measures described in the MND were incorporated into the project. On March 19, 2019, the City Council reviewed a pre-application for the project site that includes all of the components this project is requesting. The City Council reviewed and made general comments on the pre-application. The Council found the general plan amendment and zone change request for a residential project generally acceptable. The Council preferred affordable housing units built on site. The Council discussed the need to update the affordable housing in lieu fee payment because of the low payment amount. And in general, the Council did not prefer an affordable housing in lieu fee payment option for residential projects until the affordable housing in lieu fee payment was updated. The project site is located within the Oxnard Airport sphere of influence and height restriction zone. Since the project site is located within the Oxnard Airport sphere of influence and restrictive height zone, it limits the structural coverage to 25% and requires that total height of buildings not exceed 25 feet. The project is designed not to exceed the 25% allowable site coverage and 25 feet maximum height limit. The project required to implement mitigation measures G2 and K1 of the addendum to avoid conflicts with airport compatibility requirements by providing necessary buffers as well as filing with and undergoing review by the Federal Aviation Administration. The two mitigation measures are G2, file a Form 7460 Notice of Proposed Construction with the Federal Aviation Administration, and K1, providing notice to potential homebuyers disclosing the presence of the Oxnard Airport in a helicopter flight path along West Fifth Street. Both of these mitigation measures will be incorporated into the special use permit and tentative track map resolutions. The general plan amendment request is to change the general land use designation from business research park to residential medium to allow for a residential project. The project site is located on Fifth Street, a designated scenic corridor, and it shall incorporate a required 30-foot landscaping buffer. The project as designed complies with the new RM land use designation. The RM allows density of 12 to 18 units per acre. The project is proposing 12 units per acre. The project is designed to meet the 2030 general plan residential policies. The project is designed not to exceed the 25% allowable site coverage, and structures are designed not to exceed 25 feet of height, consistent with the Oxnard Airport Sphere of Influence restrictive zone. The project will be served by existing utilities with minimal impacts on city infrastructure and services. The amendment will not create internal inconsistencies with the 2030 general plan. The general plan amendment requests a change from business and research park to residential medium for the project site. The project is seeking approval of a zone change to requesting changing zoning from BRP to residential multifamily for the project site to be consistent with the general plan amendment request. The project has been designed to meet the R2 development standards, which include providing attached two-car garages to all units. Density allows for up to 94 units, but the project proposes 90. The project provides 222 parking spaces, although it only is required to provide 60. The project exceeds the interior yard space of 30 with 34%, which equates to 115,660 square feet. The requirement is 30%, which equates to 96,572 square feet. All structures are designed not to exceed 2 stories and 25 feet. The project is designed to meet all required setbacks, including the 30-foot landscaping buffer required by the general plan in front of Fifth Street. The project is conditioned to provide 12 bicycle parking spaces. The project is not required to comply with the attached dwelling unit development standards. The project is proposing a zone change to change the zoning of the project site from business and research park to residential multiple family residential, R2. The project is seeking approval of a track map for condominium purposes and infrastructure improvements. The existing project site is bisected by Portofino Place. Project conforms to parking requirement by providing 2-car attached garages, which is required for a total of 180 total spaces. The project is required to provide 60 visitor parking spaces. However, the project is proposing 222 spaces. There will be no parking allowed on the private streets, and a condition of approval is included in the special use permit resolution. The project is accessed by Fifth Street. Each lot will have gated entry off of Fifth Street. Each lot has a gated entry off of Portofino Place. The addendum to MND 2004-11 analyzed vehicle miles traveled as required by the California Environmental Quality Act. In comparison, the proposed project will have a significant less VMT annually than a commercial project. The proposed project would encompass 1,812,497 VMTs versus the commercial project at 5,172,230 VMT. Fifth Street westbound traffic would utilize the existing dedicated left turn pocket to access Portofino Place. Eastbound traffic on Fifth Street will be able to access the project site. The project is conditioned to provide for off-site improvements such as pedestrian safety enhancement along Fifth Street by retrofitting existing streetlights along the project frontage with LED lights, construct 2 traffic calming devices on Portofino Place, and all internal drive aisles shall be designed and maintained as fire lanes for parking, regulatory, and enforcement purposes. The project is designed based on existing project site configuration with no request for any variances. The existing project site is bisected by Portofino Place. Access points access off of West 5th Street. Parking is all contained within lots and screened by property line, walls, and landscaping. A 30-foot landscaping buffer required along 5th Street frontage is incorporated into the project. Architecture and landscaping is similar to surrounding communities. The project's density is similar to surrounding communities as well, and the project will be governed as a single entity by a homeowners association, and all amenities will be available to residents of both lots. Again, the project was designed based on the existing lot configuration. Two entry points of, or the two main entry points will be off of Portofino Place, and the project incorporates a 30-foot landscaping buffer fronting 5th Street. The project complies with all but one of the advisory standards identified under the City Council Resolution number 7658. These outdoor patio required dimensions under 8, which are advisory, are of 10 feet by 10 feet, which equates to 100 square feet of land area. The project provides individual outdoor patio areas with various dimensions, with some designed under the required 10 foot by 10 foot recommended by the advisory standards. However, these individual outdoor patio areas range in land area between 450 to 1,530 square feet, which exceed the 100 square foot recommended by the advisory standards. The project has been designed to integrate other advisory standards, such as providing common areas like the common swimming pool, playground, and the 3,281 square foot recreational building, including storage contained outside of the required garage dimensions. Minimum livable area is recommended at 1,000 square feet. However, the project proposes livable area between 1,413 to 1,476 square feet. The advisory standards recommend security, and the project has incorporated 2 gated gates and secure entrances. The floor plan currently on display shows a typical floor plan for the project site. The project will offer 6 different unit types ranging in square footage between 1,441 and 1,508 square feet, offering options of 2 to 3 bedrooms with architectural elevations being offered throughout the project site, which incorporate craftsman style architectural elements. The landscaping, again, requires that the project site incorporate a 30-foot landscaping buffer along the frontage of the project site, parallel to 5th Street. That has dictated the design and placement of structures along the project site. The project is required to provide 30% interior yard space, which equates to 96,572 square feet. The project provides approximately 115,660 square feet. The project is not proposing to remove any of the 91 existing trees on site. The project provides an additional 152 trees. The project proposes open spaces with walkways, private outdoor patio areas with land areas ranging between 450 to 1,530 square feet, common swimming pool and playground areas, and a 3,281 square foot recreational building, which includes a gym, lobby, and office. The elevation currently on display illustrates the architectural style of the recreational building, which is to complement the existing architectural style of the condominium units. The floor plan identifies the configuration of the common area, gym, lobby, and office. The rendering illustrates the proposed swimming pool area, which will be offered to all residents, including the recreational building. In 2004, an MND was prepared to evaluate the commercial development on the project site, which required a general plan amendment, zone change, and the residential development on the adjacent 10-acre property to the south of the site. The project site was not identified in the list of hazardous and cleanup sites. The project site was found to be suitable for commercial development. The 10-acre adjoining site was found suitable for residential development. There were no significant and unavoidable impacts identified in the 2004 M&D if all mitigation measures described in the M&D were incorporated into the project. Mitigation measures were incorporated into conditions of approval for the project. However, the developer constructed the residential units but did not proceed with the general plan amendment zone change for the current project site. An addendum to M&D 2004-11 was prepared. The addendum compares the environmental effects of the current proposed project to the effects of the original project. The residential project being considered by the Planning Commission is a less intensive use than the commercial project analyzed in the previous M&D because of less traffic volume. The addendum concludes that the proposed project would not create any new significant impacts or increase the severity of the impacts beyond those identified in the previously adopted M&D 2004-11. No new significant effects identified. All mitigation measures included in adopted M&D 2004-11 and the addendum to M&D 2004-11 have been included as conditions of approval in the special use permit and tentative track map resolutions. The topics that were analyzed under the M&D and addendum M&D that require mitigation measures have been included on this slide for a quick summary. Air quality mitigation measures include emissions and dust control, street sweeping during construction. For cultural resources and tribal cultural resources, monitoring. For land use and planning, FAA notifications. For noise, airport noise disclosure. Inclusionary ordinance number 2980 requires the project to set aside 10% of the units as affordable to low-income households as defined in the California Health and Safety Code section 50079.5. The project will include the required 9 affordable units or 10% of the total units on site. The project has been conditioned to offer rent or sell to households with annual incomes at or below 50% of the annual median income for Ventura County, or AMI, 3 3-bedroom units, 2 2-bedroom units. Rent or sell to households with annual incomes at or below 80% AMI for Ventura County, 2 2-bedroom units, 2 3-bedroom units. City and developer have negotiated agreement to ensure units will be offered to appropriate households. On April 20th, 2020, the project was presented at the community workshop. All property owners within the Seaview estates were mailed notices of the community workshop meeting. The project was presented at the meeting, and public comments focused on traffic along 5th Street, traffic generated by nearby school during the drop-off and pickup times, traffic signal at the intersection of 5th Street and Portofino Place, airport proximity, and additional traffic to Dunkirk Drive. Staff received a petition critical of the project from a member of the community. which has been included in the staff report. There are a few key conditions to be highlighted for the tentative track map. One condition will align the 36-month expiration date to the City Council zone change effective date. The establishment of a homeowners association, ensuring inclusionary housing measures, and then also assuring or including mitigation measures identified within the addendum to the MND, fee collection, landscaping, and driveways connecting to Fifth Street. Key conditions highlighted in the special use permit, again, a condition aligning the 36-month expiration date to the City Council zone change effective date, landscaping and water conservation conditions of approval, and conditions of approval identifying fire and police requirements, condition addressing fiber optics, and construction quality. Additional conditions to highlight the special use permit resolution are conditions addressing fee collection, inclusionary housing, ensuring that the mitigation measures are included for the addendum in the SUP resolution, conditions addressing the airport proximity and driveways connecting to Fifth Street. Planning Commission renders a decision on the special use permit request in accordance with Oxnard Municipal Code Section 16-544. The Planning Commission's actions on the special use permit for the 90-unit condominium development may be appealed to the City Council within 18 days after the decision date. Planning Commission will forward a recommendation on General Plan Amendment PZ number 20-620-02, Zone Change PZ number 20-570-02, Tentative Track Map number 20-300-02, and Addendum to MND 2004-11. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt a resolution recommending that the City Council adopt an addendum to adopt mitigated negative declaration 2004-11 and adopt resolution recommending that the City Council approve planning and zoning permit number 20-620-02 to change the land use designation of the project site from business research park to residential medium, and adopt a resolution recommending that the City Council approve planning and zoning permit number 20-570-02 to change the zoning of the project site from business research park to multiple family R2. To adopt a resolution recommending that the City Council approve planning and zoning permit number 20-300-02, subject to certain findings and conditions, and adopt a resolution approving planning and zoning permit number 19-500-04, subject to certain findings and conditions. Staff, encompassing the Community Development Department, Engineering, Traffic and Transportation, and the City Attorney's Office, the environmental consultant, Rincon Consultants, and the applicant's team are available for any questions. This concludes staff's presentation. Thank you.